Harry and Meghan's £100 million deal with Netflix scrapped in a huge loss of revenue for the couple.
This is the end of Harry and Meghan, and Harry is definitely feeling this in a very hard way, because this money is going to end. It has stopped. It is not going to be this happily ever after.
She has finally realized everything's gone wrong, and she can't spin it. From what I'm told, Meghan Markle has been going through multiple stages of grief over the next.
Can we talk about Meghan Markle's career crisis for a second? First, it was Spotify. Now it's Netflix. She genuinely believed Netflix was her forever deal, her big Hollywood power move. Nope. Turns out it was just a very expensive fling. That $100 million dream? Gone. Just like that. The media isn't holding back either, and Meghan? She's scrambling, trying to keep her name alive in an industry that seems totally over her.
Deal started with denial. It moved to desperation to change the situation with Ted Sarandos. Then it was anger, and we know what she gets like when she's mad.
And what makes this even more delicious? After months of smug energy and acting like everything was fine, the whole thing just blew up. The company that once welcomed her with fanfare and flashing cameras has quietly shown her the exit. No press release, no big messy drama, but make no mistake, this was Netflix saying, "We're done here." Meghan didn't walk away. They pulled the plug, quietly and strategically.
Whose one major Hollywood streaming deal is bad enough, but for two to go, well, there's no return. Obviously, that's not how she's going to play things publicly and even amongst her private inner circle.
See, Netflix thought they were signing up for royalty. What they got? Reality TV-level chaos. Meghan sold them a glossy fantasy. She strutted into those early meetings with total confidence, pitching herself as the next big thing.
Meghan is trying to now secure a new streaming deal for much less money with the far less successful Paramount Plus. And of course, to secure any deal like that, it means she'll have to pimp out so much more.
She promised Netflix the whole glamorous package: global impact, documentary gold, fresh formats, and all that royal sparkle. Meghan styled herself as Oprah 2.0 meets Shonda Rhimes. And Ted Sarandos? He bought it. Every word. He thought this was a game changer. Streaming history in the making.
This deal axing has now been confirmed by the mainstream media today in The Sun.
And what did Netflix get in return? One big bang. The Harry and Meghan docuseries. Sure, it was explosive for a moment, then silence. Crickets. A polo documentary so dull it made watching paint dry seem thrilling. And Harry's Invictus series? Sweet, yes, but binge-worthy? Hardly. It wasn't the empire they were promised. It was a creative drought.
It was actually the first to reveal that Meghan was going to do a Keeping Up with the Kardashians style documentary, which did come, didn't it, with Harry?
Netflix execs waited, hoping the magic would show up. Meghan was supposed to deliver bold ideas, bold concepts, cultural relevance. Instead, they got mood boards, creative chats, endless delays, and that polo doc? It pulled fewer views than a cooking tutorial from a mid-tier YouTuber. That's when Netflix realized the Sussexes weren't royalty. They were dead weight.
Quotes are spot on, and it shows you that Netflix has been thinking for a long time about this, but wanting to try and exit artfully. So Moody writes, Prince Harry and wife Meghan's £100 million deal with Netflix has been...
And dead weight doesn't stay on Netflix's books. The whispers started. The tone shifted. PR statements were polished and polite. But behind the scenes, Netflix was plotting their exit plan like a heist.
£100 million deal with Netflix has been scrapped. The streamer will not renew their contract when it expires in September.
Netflix didn't storm out. Oh no, they slipped away, smooth as ever. No loud exit, no messy statements. Because they didn't need drama. They'd already milked every headline from Meghan and Harry's saga. They got their clicks. Now, they were done. That royal docuseries delivered the buzz, the hashtags, the early views. But one-hit wonder status wasn't enough. Meghan's creative tap, bone dry. Sources say Netflix was preparing this breakup for months. Meghan's creative evolution talk, total spin. The truth? Netflix was bored and ready to date other talent. The final blow? While Meghan was trying to morph into a lifestyle queen and dreaming up archetype spin-offs, Netflix swooped in and signed a juicy new deal with King Charles. Yes, her father-in-law. Oof. Meghan got dumped for the king. Let that marinate. And they weren't done. Netflix even chased Idris Elba for a big glossy doc. Message loud and clear. Thanks, Sussexes, but we're leveling up. Netflix wanted to put distance between themselves and the Sussex name. Fast. No scandals, no lawsuits, just a quiet exit and a hard pivot to bigger fish. For Meghan, this wasn't just about a deal ending. This was the industry saying, "We're over it." And Meghan's reaction? Oh, it was peak drama. First came denial. She told her friends the deal was solid, kept bragging in interviews that Netflix was her perfect match, even hinted at a season 2 of the docuseries. Spoiler, there is no season 2. Then, desperation. She allegedly reached out to Ted Sarandos herself, multiple times, offering new ideas, lower prices, a total Hail Mary. But Netflix stayed silent. That silence turned into rage. Sources say Meghan was furious. The same fiery attitude that once shook Buckingham Palace, Hollywood just got a taste. And then, the come down, depression. Because this wasn't about losing a check, it was her credibility card, her A-list pass. Netflix wasn't just a platform, it was her entire narrative. Without it, the Meghan Markle media mogul fantasy, crumbling, hard, and the rest of the media, they're catching on. What's been whispered for months is now front page news. Netflix wasn't interested anymore. Meghan had burned through the hype, and there was nothing left. Now Meghan, she's in the acceptance stage. Well, sort of. Word is, she's knocking on Paramount Plus's door, slashing her asking price, practically begging for someone, anyone, to take a chance on her. But Hollywood? It smells blood. And once they do, it's over. Insiders say she'll be lucky to land a deal on what, for her, are starvation wages. Remember when Ted Sarandos called her a magnet of desirability? Yeah, that aged like milk. To be fair, Meghan does have one talent, spinning the narrative. The second whispers of the split got out, her team hit the panic button. Suddenly, we had mutual decisions and exciting new ventures hitting the press. Everything sounded neat, tidy, and perfectly curated. But the tabloids weren't buying it, especially not The Sun, which dropped the ultimate truth bomb. Netflix axes Harry and Meghan's $100 million deal. Brutal, and after that, the floodgates opened. No upcoming projects, no new deals. Netflix was done. Politely, yes, but definitely done. Meghan's pivot strategy crashed harder than her Archetypes podcast. Sources say she's furious, because without Netflix, the entire Montecito dream starts to unravel. No content, no glossy shows, no financial safety net. And here's where it gets messy, because Harry, he needs the money. That California lifestyle doesn't pay for itself. And Meghan, well, she's running out of options. Spotify was the first hit. Remember that? Meghan was supposed to be the queen of podcasting. Her show launched with fanfare, PR campaigns, media blitz. She was hailed as the voice of a generation. And yet, after one season, curtain down. Spotify didn't just ghost her, they slammed the door. And behind the scenes, people weren't kind. One exec even called them grifters. That word stuck. Meghan didn't just lose a contract, she lost face. It was a massive public failure. Her team tried to brush it off with some sugar-coated statements about creative evolution. But deep down, Meghan knew it. This wasn't just a dent in the crown, it was a crack. And now, with both Spotify and Netflix out, it's more than coincidence. It's a pattern. The myth of Meghan's golden touch? Gone. Turned to dust. Still, Meghan didn't back down. When Netflix dumped her, she started cold calling Paramount Plus. From $100 million to bargain basement pitches. It's giving desperation. Insiders say her team offered everything except the royal Christmas pudding recipe. But Paramount? They're not Netflix. No deep pockets, no patience for high-maintenance stars with low returns. If Meghan wants in, she'll need to go full vulnerability mode. Raw, personal, maybe even fake a little realness on camera. Privacy? Forget it. This is full-on pimp your brand or perish. And here's the dark truth. Hollywood knows she's vulnerable now. Producers are circling like vultures. From Netflix queen to Paramount discount bin, Meghan never saw this coming. Remember when Ted Sarandos called her a magnet of desirability? Well, insiders now say she's toxic. One exec reportedly called her an albatross. That's Hollywood talk for dead weight. The Meghan brand, once the stuff of billion-dollar dreams, is now being whispered about in boardrooms as a cautionary tale. She's not Oprah. She's not Shonda. She's not even relevant anymore. She's a gamble that blew up in Netflix's face. And it doesn't stop there. Meghan's not just battling to stay in the game. She's clinging to what's left of Archwell, that foundation she and Harry swore would change the world. Back then it sounded legit. Big branding, grand missions, media arms, production houses. But today, Archwell is a ghost ship. The website still churns out syrupy press releases, but the meat? Nowhere to be found. No investors, no partners, no actual projects. The production arm that was supposed to rival Oprah's empire, gathering dust. Without Netflix's money, Archwell isn't just floundering, it's sinking. And here's the kicker. Meghan sold Archwell as something bigger than Hollywood. An engine of progress. Now, it's a vanity project with no engine. And her real enemy? It's not the media. It's boredom. Hollywood is bored of Meghan. She was once the golden ticket, a duchess with edge. Now, a liability. Producers don't want PR messes. They want results. Meghan? She brings headlines, but never the good kind. Hollywood's verdict? Meghan's high maintenance, low reward, the worst kind of Hollywood baggage. Calls ignored, pitches rejected. The sparkle? Gone. Executives whisper, she brings drama, not ratings. And in this town, that's a career killer. She came in swinging. Now, a cautionary tale. One flop, you survive. But Meghan, she's had too many. The doors aren't just closed, they're bolted. Her brand imploded. Spotify called them grifters. Netflix walked away. Even Oprah, her one-time Hollywood angel, is backing off. Oprah doesn't do chaos. Meghan, pure chaos. And without Oprah's glow, Meghan's spotlight has dimmed. Invictus was supposed to be Harry's safe space, but even that's wobbly now. The doc flopped, and without Meghan bringing in cash, the future's bleak. Harry looks lost. Meghan's in hustle mode, pitching anything to stay relevant. But he traded royal life for this? Montecito bills are stacking. The mansion, the staff, the security, all of it costs millions. No Netflix money? That's a big problem. Rumors say they may have to sell. The dream turning into a foreclosure nightmare. And now, the royals. Charles wants Harry back. Quietly. William? He's done. Zero sympathy. If Harry flips burgers, so be it. Meghan knows if Harry returns, she loses it all. So she's fighting. Hard. Pitching bargain bin ideas, chasing relevance. But the industry sees through it. She's not hot, she's desperate. And in Hollywood, nothing ends a career faster than desperation. So what's left? No Netflix, no Spotify, no big deals. Just a collapsing brand and a $14 million money pit. Once a symbol of rebellion, now, just another Hollywood cautionary tale. As Lady Colin Campbell put it, the gravy train is gone. What's left? A manure factory. And the smell? You can't miss it.